Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, we have a fabulous show with Sofia Teixeira, who's with the NDOT, Angela Ramirez with Gilbane, and Glen Martel, he's the CEO of the Nevada Builders Alliance. They're here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are delighted to have these two ladies with us to start out our show. It's one of my favorite kind of shows because it's talking about encouraging people to get into a business. Sofia Teixeira is here and Angela Ramirez. Pleasure to have you both with us. I want to start out because your family name is so famous in Carson City.
Yes.
You want to explain the connection to the former mayor?
Mayor Marv. Yeah, I never got to meet him, unfortunately. I am married to his grandson, Tony. So I've heard he's done great things. We have the pavilion that my husband plays hockey at every winter. Yeah, they do it, and it's for the kids, and they love it. So, but I've heard he really loved the town, and he did great things. So.
And the town loved him.
And the town loved him, yeah. So I always it's funny because I was just talking to him the other day, and I'm like, oh, I can never go anywhere. Do you know Marv? I go, no, I never got to meet him, but, you know.
But at least you know the history.
Yes, yes.
So you went to Carson High School.
I did.
Then you started at UNR, took a break, came back to Western Nevada College to complete your construction management degree.
I did.
What in the world inspired you to start getting a construction management degree?
So I was very blessed to get an internship. After my freshman year at UNR, I was an intern for NDOT PSI program. It's called under Rob Easton.
So this is the Nevada Department of Transportation.
Nevada Department of Transportation, and he set me on a construction crew the very first summer, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I fell in love. And it was amazing. We got to do, my first project was a Snyder Bridge in Carson, and I just loved it. And the second summer I asked, I'm like, can I be on a construction crew again? And he's like, no. He goes, the whole point of this program is to rotate and see what you like and don't like, and he was very right. He was really wise. And I got stuck in hydraulics and hated it. And I'm like, this is terrible. I don't want to do this, and I was already in my second to third year of engineering, if I remember correctly, and I was like, I don't like engineering. I hate it. I'm going to quit. Like, I need to take a break, and I did. I took a 2-year break off of UNR, went back to WNC just to start. I think I had my physics that I had to do, and then I found out that they did construction management, and I loved it. And it was a perfect match, and I'm so happy that I did it in WNC. At least for me as a learner, that I figured out that I was, the smaller classes were a lot better. The more time with the teachers, it was just a lot better. And Nigel Harrison and Rob Ford were my teachers, and they were amazing.
Okay, so now at any point, did you ever think as a kid, oh, I'm going to end up in construction?
No. No. I wanted to be a pediatric, pediatric surgeon they do it now, or pediatrician? Yeah, but no.
So now you're birthing bridges rather than birthing children.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Okay, were you intimidated at all?
No.
Being around all these guys?
No, it was a little rough. So I graduated in 18, and my first job was with Neeser Construction under Josh Backman, which is, I think he's pretty well known up here, and John Collins, and they threw me in the deep end. I called him, we interviewed, and I'm like, just treat me like I don't know anything. And he's like, that's fine. He goes, I just know that you can complete a goal and you have a degree, but I'm going to treat you like you know absolutely nothing. And they threw me in. And here I come. I'm 24 years old, and I'm bossing around a whole bunch of grown men, and they did not like that.
So how did you deal with it?
Kill them with kindness, but you still have to be tough. One of my foremans, gosh, he just did not like me, and he would scream at me every day, and I'd be like, okay, are you done? Like, I could deal with a kid throwing a tantrum, but I'm here to help you. So, and he's still one of my really good friends till this day. So you just have to. You just do it, and you say, listen, I'm not your enemy. I'm here to help. I understand that, I think this guy was like 50-something. One of them was 50, the other one was in his mid-40s, and he's just like...
You're a 20-year-old.
And I'm 20, and I'm a girl, and you're not going to tell me what to do. Well, I am. So we just did it. And you build that relationship, and a lot of it has to do with trust. Like, I had his back on a lot of things that he didn't realize that I was there to help with, and he's like, okay, you're not too bad. No, I'm pretty great, so.
Okay, so what did this teach you about you?
I could do it. I didn't have to be, like I said, I was a little nervous coming in. I didn't have to be intimidated. You just acquire knowledge, and the more you grow and the more you learn, the more confidence you get. And once you start to really be confident in yourself and know what you're talking about, you're like, okay, just because I might not get along with my foreman, or my super just is really old school and he doesn't respond to women well, that's okay. Let me show them that I actually do know what I'm talking about. Let me show them that I'm an asset. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to help you. So, yeah, and like I said, one of them is, we still talk, and he's still doing great, and yeah, okay.
All right, so now you're a project manager at NDOT.
No, I am a staff 2 engineer at NDOT. So
okay, explain what that means.
So, got into the private industry, loved it. I got pregnant, and I was very sick. So I had to quit, I had to stop. And then, it just is inevitable as a woman too. I'm not trying to pull like the sex card, but your life changes.
Sure.
You have kids, and you hold this little baby, and you're like, this is my life now. And I decided not to go back to the private industry because I wanted to raise my kids. And having that degree and having that experience let me do that. And going back to NDOT, even though the Nevada Department of Transportation is more of civil engineer rooted, that opened the door for me. The construction management degree opened the door for me, and I was able to start with Wes Osmer on Crew 907. He gave me the opportunity. He's like, you're overqualified for the spot, but do you want to take it? Absolutely. Great work-life balance. It gave me the opportunity to go in early and come and be with my kids in the afternoon. So I did that. I was his office engineer for a while, and then I just promoted to the staff 2 engineering in the construction admin, and we deal with training, we deal with closeout, we deal with payment estimates, we deal with all the back end of the projects. And we're there to help and assist the crew members too. So.
Okay, so you really have done the whole circle here.
I have. This is not what I thought that I was going to be doing, but it's just a blessing in disguise. It all worked out with having a family as well.
All right,
So-
let's turn to Angela here. Angela Ramirez went to Carson High, then to WNC and UNR, graduated with a civil engineering degree, and now you're with a private company called Gilbane, right?
Yes.
Tell us your story. Did you ever dream of being in the construction business?
I can't say that I did, and I think when I was thinking about my future, I started to think about that in high school, and I knew I wanted to work with buildings in some capacity.
Why?
I just had a fascination. I was very fortunate to be able to travel growing up.
Where'd you
And
go?
went to like Mexico, I went to Hawaii, we'd go to different places in California, and my favorite thing to spot was like the buildings, right? Growing up in Carson City, you don't have the high-rise buildings, you don't have that kind of skyline. And so I knew I wanted to work on buildings. And so when I was deciding what I wanted to do, at first I kind of thought, oh, I wanted to go into architecture. I looked further into that. I decided on engineering, and structural was what I kind of had my mindset on. After a couple years at UNR, I kind of got into the same thing. I was like, I don't know if I want to design. I want to see how they're built. Like, I want to be out there. I want to know. I want to see the translation between the plan that is on the sheet in front of me and what's happening in real life. And when I was in my second year up at UNR is when I went to a career fair, and I found Gilbane at one of the career booths, and I walked up to them and I said, hey, this is what I want to do. And they go, that's called construction management. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, that was a term that I was not aware of because it's not a degree at UNR, and that is directly where I went after I had completed my associates at WNC, and I just wasn't aware of it. So I started my internship there, and I absolutely loved it, and I haven't looked back since.
Okay, and how long were you interning there before you got a job?
I interned for a year, and then as soon as I graduated, like Monday after, I was there full time. I've been there since.
Well, I mean, and for both of you, I mean, this is something that I don't know that everybody is aware of, but I mean, there is incredible opportunity. All these companies that have moved to Nevada or have been here a long time are looking for people. And when somebody comes up with enthusiasm and says, I want a job, if you have the background, they're going to hire you.
Yeah. I think I've been very fortunate with the company that I work at because, and for the advice to anyone that's going to be starting, is find a mentor, because I was able to find a mentor within my company, and I feel like that's where I really had the support to come in, especially as an intern, right? Like, you absolutely know nothing. And you're studying something that is completely different. So I had no idea what buyout was. I had no idea what all these different trade packages were when we were buying out projects. So it was a lot to learn. And because I had a good support system, I think I was able to build up my base pretty quickly.
All right, so for those of us that don't know, what's a buyout?
Okay, so the buyout process is once you have established a project, you've gone through the entire pre-construction process and the design phase, you get towards the end of it, and we, as the GC on the project—
General contractor. Right?
Yeah, as a general contractor on the project, then we have to select our contractors that are going to be working on each scope of work. For example, the concrete scope or the HVAC scope. The buyout process entails of writing the scope of work that is on the drawings that those people will be attached to, and then ensuring that we have the right contractor for it, for that one project.
All right, were you ever intimidated by all this?
Yeah, so actually when I first started, I was kind of just thrown into a scope review, and that is bringing in those contractors to review the proposals that they have submitted. And it was when I was an intern, I think that was when I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, because you don't know all the terminology.
Yeah, and they said, okay, like, go for it. You're going to write the scope minutes. And so my screen is on the shared board, so everybody's seeing it. And I'm like, I don't know the acronyms that people are saying.
Yeah.
And so when it comes to something like that, I was very, very early on, so I didn't know then. But yeah, it can be intimidating. But what I have learned is it is okay. And being young, people don't expect you to know everything yet. But so long as you're putting in the effort and you're putting in that extra time to learn those things, it'll be just fine.
All right, let's take a break. We'll come back more with these two remarkable young ladies after this time out.
Truck drivers are some of the hardest working people you'll meet, delivering over 70% of America's freight and 92% of Nevada's. When there's a natural disaster, they're delivering critical supplies to help those communities recover and rebuild. Every sector of the economy and our nation's military rely on truck drivers. So let's take a moment to say thank you. On the open road or city streets, our truck drivers are rolling to make our economy and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food. It's a good time to eat. Over 500 hot slots, plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good time's a tamarack.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Angela Ramirez and Sofia Teixeira. They are both in the construction industry in one way or another. One of the reasons why I love talking to you guys about this kind of stuff is my daughter, when she was in her early 20s, she did an internship in the electrical business, as an electrician. And so went through a lot of the same things that you are going through, and this is quite a while ago. And so it was even rougher for women back in those days. And then she ended up, running an electrical contracting business with her now husband. And so, I've lived through this story vicariously because of this. So what do you say to young women who are out there who are trying to figure out, how they're going to make it? Because, even if you're making good money in a minimum wage type job, you're still struggling. But there are all these opportunities. What do you say to them?
I would say when it comes to careers in construction, there is an abundance of opportunity, and there's many different ways to have a career in construction. You can go into the trade route, and I will say now I see more women. I would have expected that before you wouldn't see as many women, but when I walk around the sites that we have, there are trades women that are out there. There is the engineering route, there's the construction management route. There are many, many different ways to get involved and get ahead. But I would say my best piece of advice is just look for opportunity, and when you find one that interests you, go for it and just fully lean into it, because you never know what could come out of it.
And one of the things I liked about what you said earlier was that you were inspired by traveling and going to places where you saw architecture you hadn't seen before. I've come to architecture late in life, and when we travel around, especially to Europe now, I like going to churches and places like that where, they're just stunning, and like you say, we have some great buildings in Reno Sparks, but we don't necessarily have those kind of buildings, and so it's fun to go there. What do you say to these women, Sofia?
Going off of Angela too, and don't be nervous, don't be scared. There's a lot of people willing to teach. Like I said, the first job that I got thrown in the deep end, but they were never going to let me drown. They gave me a couple weeks, a month, I think, and still to this day, John Collins is one of my favorite people, and he pulled me out and he goes, you're sinking, let me help you. and you can do it. I'm a mom. I have, this is my 3 kids coming. I do it. It's not easy, but you can do it. You can do anything that you put your mind to, and there is a lot of opportunity. And actually the construction industry, and correct me if I'm wrong, Angela, but they're wanting more women. They're accepting more women. They want to train more women, and they want to show the industry that, yeah, we can do it. And we're so much better at details, too. We're more detail-oriented. So, we have that mind, and we can do it all. So,
you want to add to that?
I think that you said it very well. However, yes, I think that women bring a different perspective to the table, and that's one of the powers that we have of being in construction. But yeah, my advice still to young women would be to just go for it, because you can do it.
Yep.
Thank you both so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And we started early to accommodate your schedules because you have to go off to work here. But I think this is very inspiring, and I think it's going to inspire a lot of young women and maybe their parents and grandparents who are going to watch this program or listen to it and say, hey, kids, there's more to life for you if you just imagine and dream. Yeah. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you
for having us.
And we'll be right back.
Carson Valley Inn, it's your place for the good times. Carson Valley Inn.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Welcome to the Winnemucca Big R.
Hi, I'm John Walker. Welcome to Big R Lovelock.
Hi, I'm Rich Martin. Welcome to Fallon Big R.
My name is Braden. Welcome to Big R Fernley.
Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to Big R Sparks.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're pleased to welcome back to the program Glen Martel. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Nevada Builders Alliance. Pleasure to have you back, sir.
Thanks, Sam. Good to be here.
You helped arrange these young ladies to be here today. Your thoughts on the interview with them?
I think it was absolutely fantastic. I think, again, they were both very eloquent in their speaking of their drive and to succeed and how they got to where they are in the construction industry in Nevada. And I just think it's great that they had different roads to get to their success. So I think it was a great interview. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. I love to do these kind of shows. There's so much opportunity for everybody in the construction industry at this point in time, but particularly women have been an untapped resource in so many ways, and now it seems like we're really coming into the stage where they're flowering in the industries.
I hope so, Sam. I really do. You know, just in the last year, we've had 11,000 construction jobs created in the state of Nevada.
11,000.
11,000 in the last year created. So we're excited about that, and we appreciate, that Angela and Sofia coming in and talking about their path to success. But absolutely, anybody out there that wants to improve their life and make a lot of money and have fun building something, whether it be a bridge or whether it be a building, I think it's a great opportunity for women in particular in today's environment.
Angela made a really good point as she was leaving here. She was mentioning that the place to really reach, especially young women, is in middle and high school.
Yes. And that's one of our partnerships we're working with Carson High in particular, since they were brought up today, that not only at the high school level, but working with them to get down into that middle school level and have people in the construction field go in and talk to them about electrical work or concrete work or framing work when they're developing those thoughts about what they might want to do with their life and get them on the right path. So we're exploring those options as well, and I think it bodes well for Nevada's future.
It does, and you know, when I think of my mom, she was born in 1914, and the opportunities for women were so limited then. She was brilliant at math, and she wanted to be a CPA, and the boys in the class laughed her out of the class, and so she became a bookkeeper, but she would have been a fantastic CPA and would have made a fortune. She ended up tutoring all the neighborhood kids in math, but the opportunities weren't there. Now they are.
They are, and what a waste of talent, right, in your grandma's case, and a lot of things.
No,
I think
my mom.
were missed in the past, and that's certainly something we don't want to repeat, right? We want to make sure that we expose all of those young adults or children to the opportunities that are out there in Nevada right now today, and support them on their path. So we want to make sure we take advantage of that.
And with the stadiums to be built in southern Nevada, we've got all these data centers being built in northern Nevada. There's going to be a ton of construction jobs. Just keep on growing. Across the state, the mining in particular, as you said too earlier, we were talking about that, and I think there's almost $200 billion looking to be invested in Nevada over the next decade or so, and that's just it creates a huge amount of opportunity across the state. So we're looking forward to the future. Well, I look forward to working with you to keep bringing these stories to the public. Thank you so much for being here and for arranging these ladies to be here. Thank you, Sam. You're very welcome, and we'll be right back.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Here on 7 at 7, we're bringing you the local headlines in just 7 minutes.
We've got you covered in the morning, evening, and for all breaking news in between and as it happens.
Life is busy, and we don't waste your time. Join us for local news now streaming on our YouTube page.
Brian Culpa Photography was born in the rolling hills of Massachusetts, and now he can help you experience the stunning beauty of Nevada in a whole new way through the power of flight. Flying has always been a passion for Brian, and at Brian Culpa Photography, he can make your imagination soar. Brian has the creative mind and tools to tell your unique story. Experience the bird's eye view at brianculpaphotography.com.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. We'll see you on the next broadcast.